South Dakota State losing for the first time in 2 years today by a final of 44-20 against Oklahoma State. Let's go with some instant game reaction. We will begin with the positives. Amar Johnson had himself a nice day. 9 rushes, 73 yards, had some good moments, and so did Colby Humphrey, a cornerback, number 22. He had some nice plays in the first half and the second half. He may be the starting cornerback moving forward opposite of Dallas Beanham. He showed out today. And how about Griffin Wilde? 7 catches, 150 yards, and that 60-yard touchdown. I know it's only his second game of his sophomore season, but it's obvious. He's the next great Jackrabbit pass catcher. And when you look at him play, not only is he making plays, but when he catches the ball, notice the separation that he has. He gets open often, and Mark Gronowski found him, especially in that second half. Griffin Wilde is someone to keep your eye on moving forward, and we know that, but he's continuing to prove that. Another thing I'd like to point out, the Jacks lost by 24, but the total stats, look at the offensive side of the ball. Oklahoma State with 394 total yards, South Dakota State 388. It was somewhat close in the stat category. Doesn't reflect that in the final score, but that's something to pay attention to as well. All right, let's move down the list. Let's get to Mark's performance. Up and down today. Had some good moments, had several nice throws, also missed several throws. He ends with just 1 interception, could have easily had 3. 2 of them were dropped by Oklahoma State defenders. And, coming into this game, there was a world where if Mark Gronowski played fantastic football, led this team to either a win or a close fourth quarter loss, his draft stock would have risen. I'm not so sure that he hurt himself today, but I don't know that he helped himself a ton either. Now, he does have a new offensive line for the most part. He has new weapons on the perimeter. It's going to take time to gel. It's game 1. But with that said, not his best performance. Probably a B-, so there is work to be done for Mark Gronowski. How about the first quarter? 4th and 2, Jacks are on the Oklahoma State 43-yard line, and Jimmy Rogers chooses to go for it. I like the call. He is showing, in only his second year as head coach, he's going to be aggressive. And the play call was there. Gannon was running open, number 88, he's a tight end, and it was just a miscommunication between him and Gronowski. The tight end there is supposed to read man or zone. He broke left, Gronowski threw the ball vertically, just not on the same page there. But I did like the call, and it was quite the roll of the dice, but Rogers talked about it. They came here to win this ball game, and they acted like it with that decision. So I was okay with that. I liked it. I will say, though, with that said, they're aggressive in the first quarter. Second quarter, they've got the ball on the OSU 30-yard line. They're trailing 17-3. 3rd and 5. Why are you running the football there? If you're going to run the football there, then you would assume you're going to go for it on 4th down. But they kick the field goal. Dustman makes the field goal at 17-6. But clearly, you've got to score touchdowns. This Oklahoma State offense really looked good in the first half. The defense for South Dakota State kept them in the game. They bend, didn't break, but we knew Oklahoma State would put up points. You've got to score touchdowns. I'm confused by that play call on 3rd and 5. With the FCS's best quarterback, you got to put the ball in his hands, roll him out. He can use his legs. He can throw for a first down if he needs to. I didn't like that play call, and it didn't align with the aggression they showed going for it in 4th and 2 in that first quarter. That was conservative. So that confused me a bit. Not sure I understand that one. A couple more points. They're down 24-6 in the 3rd quarter. Great answer from the offense. Gronowski, 2 throws to Griffin Wilde, vertically down the seam, and then a beautiful toss and a great catch by Graham Goring in the left corner of the end zone. Heck of a drive. That cut it to a 24-13 game. And I'll tell you what, the next possession, Oklahoma State's facing a 3rd and 9 in their own territory. If South Dakota State could get off the field there, they are back in this ball game. But they couldn't. And that was kind of the feel all day long. Just couldn't quite make enough plays to consistently just get back in the ball game. They had their chances, had their moments, but couldn't finish off the drive, couldn't get off the field when they needed to. So they fall short today. It's a humbling loss for this program. They haven't lost in 2 years, as we mentioned earlier, and they've got work to do. They do have players that are stepping into new roles, guys who will have to continue to develop. They do have a lot of talent, and they are still without question one of the favorites to win an FCS championship again. But they do have some work to do, and today against this Oklahoma State team, some of those holes were exposed. Now, this Oklahoma State team is darn good. That offensive line is big. They are physical. They opened holes for the best running back in the country, and Gordon proved that to be true. He had some incredible runs, bouncing off defenders. They're going to be a good team, and nothing to really hang your head about if you're South Dakota State. But with that said, we saw some moments out there today where there was opportunities that were missed. They've got to get back to the drawing board. They've got Incarnate Word next week. Should be a very intriguing matchup back in Brookings for the Jacks home opener. So that'll do it from Boone Pickens Stadium. South Dakota State falls 44-20 against the Oklahoma State Cowboys.